How to turn on your metabolism in 3 seconds to burn stubborn fat like crazy. Increases fat burning. Decreases hunger. Helps with blood sugar control. Increases weight loss. Increases longevity. Plus, how a 99-year-old grandma from a small village in Ecuador discovered the unusual secret to a younger metabolism. Do you know why you should sip a cup of licorice root tea at 1 p.m.? Or why some of the world's most famous celebrities sniff rosemary before bed? Or why you should have 2 cups of hot black tea after a long walk? If not, don't worry. I didn't know any of these secrets either. Until I spent the summer in Ecuador, visiting my wife's 99-year-old grandma, who doesn't look a day over 50, in a small village called Gorin. I didn't know what their secret was. But everyone was thin. And looked so much younger than their age. Little did I know that in just a matter of hours, I'd stumble upon a breakthrough that could help end the obesity epidemic in America. Thanks to a new discovery from a team of scientists at the Salk Institute in San Diego, that can turn up your metabolism on command. Just like turning up the heat in your home, or the volume on your TV. Now you can do the same thing with your metabolism, thanks to a little-known enzyme buried deep in your cells that stops the production of new fat and forces your body to burn up the fat you already have. Anyone can do this in less than 3 seconds a day. Whether you're 50 years old or 85, whether you're physically active or sit on the couch all day, just like turning on a switch. If your metabolism has always been slow, so no matter what you eat, you can never lose weight. You never have to do another second of cardio. And you don't have to force yourself to eat more vegetables. Because none of those things activate AMPK. Hopefully you can feel the weight being lifted off your shoulders. Because you don't have to stress about those things anymore. All you have to do is focus on this one thing. Turning on the metabolism switch inside your body. That's it. Nothing else matters. You can let yourself off the hook. Because I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. In as little as 3 seconds. You can do it in the morning. Or before you go to bed. You can do it after a big carby breakfast of pancakes and waffles. Or after your bedtime bowl of ice cream. It works every time. And like anything, the more often you do it, the better your results will be. But first I have to tell you something that most doctors don't want you to hear because it flies in the face of everything you've ever known about losing fat. AMPK is an enzyme found in our cells. It's there, just waiting to be turned on. And it plays a critical role in our energy metabolism, which is simply the rate at which your body burns fat and calories. Specifically, AMPK helps convert sugar and fat into energy, while decreasing hunger. So not only are you burning more fat, but your hunger goes down as well. That's key because if you've ever been on a calorie-restricted diet, you probably felt hungry all the time. Which is why crash diets are never sustainable. The secret is, you want to burn fat and decrease your hunger at the same time. That way you aren't relying on willpower to say no to your favorite foods. You simply won't be hungry all the time. And that's the power of AMPK. However, there's one thing nearly everyone does, that we've been told is healthy for years. And yet, it kills AMPK on the spot. When you stop doing this, AMPK will soar like an airplane taking off from the runway, flooding your body and burning up the fat in its way. Your body can't produce AMPK in the presence of fructans. Fructans are polymers of fructose, aka sugar. Now, this isn't just any type of regular sugar. Fructans are found in many healthy fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Simply put, fructans are a type of carbohydrate made by a chain of fructose molecules strung together. Here's why they can be a problem. The body is not perfect at breaking down all parts of food. And not all humans have enough of the essential enzyme necessary to break apart the fructose polymers. So when you eat foods high in fructans, Your body struggles to break them down. Now, here's the kicker. When you eat fructans, you get a big blood sugar spike. Even if those fructans are found in healthy foods like veggies or beans. As your blood sugar rises, your body has to put this sugar somewhere. And since it's hard for most people to break down fructans, the fructose just gets shuttled into your fat cells, which leads to increased weight gain, stomach bloating, and puffiness. These hidden sugars not only cause your blood sugar to spike, it also forces your body to release insulin, which is your #1 fat-storing hormone. It's almost impossible to burn fat in the presence of insulin, because insulin blocks AMPK. So if you're eating 5 to 6 small meals a day, you're blocking AMPK from being released. That's the real reason why you aren't burning any fat even if you're snacking on carrot sticks, having a giant salad full of veggies for lunch, or a plant-based black bean burger for dinner. They all block AMPK from being released, so you're not burning any fat. As I mentioned before, fructans are made up of fructose polymers. Except it spills into your fat cells, making your stomach, waist and thighs bigger and full of cellulite. And once the extra fructose is in your fat cells, it's extremely difficult to get it out. Which is why it's so hard to lose fat as you get older. And when you consume too much fructose, you put your liver in an overwhelmed state. You spike your cholesterol and your triglycerides, which means you're going to make a tremendous amount of visceral fat. Visceral fat is the most dangerous type of fat, because you can't see it. It's the fat that builds up around your heart and clogs your arteries. What most people don't know is, fructans are hiding in some of today's healthiest plant-based foods and vegetables. Have you ever gone on a diet? Maybe you started eating a salad for lunch every day. You cut out the fast food. And yet, you still didn't lose that much weight. Or maybe you didn't lose any at all? Well, it turns out that a handful of healthy vegetables are extremely high in fructans. Now, before I tell you what they are, I want to be perfectly clear. I'm not telling you to avoid all vegetables. If you're eating these veggies and getting great results, then stick with it. It's clearly working for you. However, if weight loss is always an uphill battle for you, it might be from these high-sugar veggies that are stopping your body from burning fat. When it comes to fructans, the top sources are onions, cabbage, broccoli and asparagus. And another plant-based food that tops this list are legumes and beans. That means you could be eating plenty of veggies that are stopping you from burning fat again, if you're eating fast food around the clock. Then switching to these veggies would be a great first step. But once you're eating a relatively balanced diet, and the fat still isn't coming off, fructans and these high-sugar veggies may be to blame. Because in the presence of fructans, AMPK can't be activated, which leaves your metabolism slow like a snail all day long. You see, what's healthy for one person isn't always healthy for someone else. So while you're loading up on the beets, broccoli, bananas and peas, it could be what's stopping you from losing inches as quickly as you'd like. Even worse, as we age, your body naturally produces less AMPK, which is why your metabolism slows down with every year that passes, leading to more fat buildup and loss of lean muscle tissue. Have you realized how most people gain weight and get weaker into their 50s and beyond? Well, now you know why. If you're consistently gaining weight, even if it's just a pound or 2 every month, your body probably isn't producing any AMPK. It's like trying to drive a car without any gas in the tank. It just sits there, stalled. Now, let's take this one step further so you really understand this. Because when you do, then we can talk about how to fix it. As the size of your fat cells increase, your body releases a substance called resistin, which is the perfect name, because it basically resists your body from losing weight. Resistin blocks AMPK activity. 1. It's also associated with poor blood sugar control and increased blood lipids. 1. So you eat foods that are high in fructans. Your body releases insulin and resistin. Both insulin and resistin block AMPK from being released. And your metabolism stays slow. The fructose gets shuttled to your liver. And when there's too much where the liver can't store all of it, it spills over into your fat cells, leading to a bigger stomach, larger thighs, and a bigger waist. Does all of that make sense? And when your fat cells become too large, it can lead to heart attacks, stroke, cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure and weight gain. But what scientists and doctors are finally starting to realize is if you want to get the fat out of your cells, because AMPK determines your body fat composition. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I turn on my metabolism switch? Well, if you look at the traditional research, you're going to be disappointed. Because it's the same boring advice you've heard over and over again. For example, one way you can do it is through intense exercise. In studies, rigorous exercise has been shown to activate AMPK. But here's the problem. First, it only stays activated for a short amount of time. So unless you're doing intense exercise around the clock, which I wouldn't recommend, then it might not make a big difference. Plus, what I've found working with hundreds of women and men 50 and above is that intense exercise usually does more harm than good. It's easier to get injured or pull a muscle, and it's hard to stick with long term. Honestly, it's just not worth the risk. You could also try restricting calories in theory. When you eat less, your body is supposed to produce more AMPK. Slow the breakdown of carbohydrates in the gut, decrease sugar production in the liver, lower total cholesterol. As a result, they drop their body mass index (BMI) levels from 31.5 to 27.4. That stops your body from burning fat. The extra weight starts coming off fast. That's because it helps activate AMP. If you could activate AMPK, it would essentially turn on your metabolism whenever you want, which means your body will burn more calories and fat at rest. And while most experts try to do this through intense exercise or strict diets, those aren't long-term solutions because they're impossible to stick with. But after my trip to Ecuador, seeing the thin youthfulness in my 99-year-old grandmother-in-law, I truly believed we could turn on your metabolism with a flick of a switch, no matter your age, by using the same formula she had been using for decades. I wanted to make it so easy and so convenient. You could do it in less than 3 seconds. So after spending weeks talking with suppliers and manufacturers, I was able to source all the plant extract ingredients in bulk. It wasn't cheap or easy, because I was super picky. After all, the ingredients had to be 100% plant-based without any fillers, additives, or chemicals, non-GMO. It took months to get the formula just right. And by the end of the year, I had just enough in my life savings to get our first test batch in capsule form. That way you could just pop it in your mouth, like your morning vitamin, and move on with your day. A little over a month later, a package arrived at my door. I ripped open the box as fast as I could, took one with a big glass of water, and within 24 hours I felt a change. I wanted to put these plant extracts to the test. So while I was taking them on a daily basis, I was also eating a lot of high-carb meals. You see, along with activating AMPK, these extracts were also supposed to help stop carbs from being stored as fat. That's the 1-2 punch that makes it so powerful. Because if you can activate your fat-burning metabolism without having to give up your favorite carbs, while still losing weight, then there's literally nothing that could stop you. So for the next few days, I went hard on the carbs. Spaghetti, lasagna, breads, brownies, ice cream, you name it. Anything I could think of. And I didn't gain a single ounce. In fact, after the first 24 hours I lost 1.5 pounds. And over the next 10 days, My stomach started flattening out. My face looked thinner. My jeans were looser. And I looked younger. Within 10 days, I was down 12 pounds in 2 jean sizes. I felt incredible. However, the biggest change came with my wife Nubia. After having twins, honestly, my results were just icing on the cake. The true test was with my wife Nubia, who, after having 3 kids and twins just a few months ago, she was determined to get her body back. But with the twins at home, she didn't have time to go to the gym for an hour or 2 every day. And after an 8-month pregnancy, she didn't want to go on some unhealthy crash diet. After the first 3 days, Nubia lost 4 pounds. But she didn't think anything of it. Until later the night when something amazing happened. She was emotionally drained after a long day of taking care of the twins. And after putting them to bed, she went straight for the emergency ice cream in the freezer. And she ate it all. Every last chocolatey spoonful. But when she woke up the next morning, something crazy happened. She was down another 2 pounds. Remember, when AMPK is activated in your body, it increases your fat-burning metabolism. And the true cinnamon, in my grandma-in-law's secret recipe, helps block carbs from being stored as fat. We both looked at each other stunned. Over the next few days, her cravings disappeared. She wasn't hungry all the time anymore. And every morning her weight dropped. 1 pound, 3 pounds, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. After just 10 days, I woke up to the loudest scream in the world. I thought something happened to the twins. But it wasn't a scream of terror. It was an excited scream of joy. There was Nubia, standing on the scale, down 14 pounds. Within weeks all of her pregnancy fat had disappeared. And within just 2 months, she got all the way back down to her high school weight, which seemed impossible just a few months earlier. It turns out, we finally discovered the secret to turning on your fat-burning metabolism whenever you want. Remember, when you activate AMPK in your body, your cravings and hunger go way down, and your metabolism shoots up. Have you ever been around someone who always said no to treats? Maybe it was a coworker, or one of your annoying, skinny friends. You just assume they have a lot of willpower, or self-discipline. Or maybe you think they don't love food as much as you do. None of that's true. They simply don't have the same cravings, urges, and intense hunger as you. Because when AMPK is turned on, those cravings just don't exist. You feel satisfied instead of hungry. You feel content instead of cravings. And since AMPK is sitting in your cells right now, begging to be used, all you have to do is turn it on and let it do the hard work for you. That's what Nubia and I did. And we started dropping fat like crazy. So we started giving it to all our friends and family. None of them were very health conscious. But they wouldn't mind dropping a few pounds if it was easy. I made it clear this wasn't some miracle formula. Just something that helps your metabolism run like it's supposed to, while allowing you to eat more carbs, without storing them as fat. Within a week, our parents, aunts, and uncles, all in their 60s and beyond, were getting thinner, with more youthful energy, without making drastic changes to their diet. That's when I knew this really could work for anyone. And it was now my duty to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. I nicknamed it Carbo Fix, because it fixes the way your body processes carbs, using them for energy, instead of automatically storing them as fat. And that's why I'm excited to introduce you to Carbo Fix, the all-natural formula to fight against belly fat, uncontrollable weight gain, and intense hunger and cravings. Let me be honest with you. If you want to start losing pounds fast, if you want your jeans to slide off your hips, if you want to get rid of the nagging fat on the back of your arms, around your belly, and the stubborn fat stuck to your thighs. CarboFix is your answer. It's the only all-natural 6-ingredient blend in the world that help activate AMPK to target unexplained weight gain, excess belly fat and uncontrollable hunger. Now you can finally indulge in your favorite carbs guilt-free, knowing they won't be stored as fat. It's the only formula in the world that combines berberine, true cinnamon, alpha-lipoic acid, chromium, benfotiamine, naringin, and to be 100% transparent. Here's the exact label on every bottle of CarboFix, so you can see that there are no fillers, there are no hidden sugars, and there are no dangerous chemicals. It's just 100% pure plant extracts that I've described in detail here today, all backed by the latest cutting-edge research to get you on track for the healthy body you deserve. CarboFix works on 3 unique levels. Step number 1, it helps turn on AMPK in the body. Remember, AMPK is found inside every cell, and serves as your body's master regulating switch. It determines your body fat composition, and how long you'll live. Supplementing with berberine, combined with the other plant extracts we discussed today, activates AMPK. It also increases fat oxidation, aka fat burning, and decreases fat storage. If you have 15 or more pounds to lose, your number 1 priority is activating AMPK. And the fact that it isn't activated yet in your own body is one of the main reasons people gain fat as they get older. Step number 2, it decreases hunger and cravings. Think about how much easier it would be to lose weight if you didn't have any cravings or intense hunger. You know, the kind where you literally can't stop yourself from giving in? Before you know it, you're standing in front of the pantry with a handful of cookies, and you don't even remember how you got there, or how the cookies got into your hands. That's how powerful cravings can be. Yet when you naturally don't have those cravings, and don't have to try and rely on willpower any longer, your mood improves, your energy goes way up, and the fat starts coming off. Because now you have AMPK activated, so your body is naturally burning more fat for energy, and you're no longer snacking or falling victim to sweets. Now can you see why this works so fast? You're finally getting out of your own way, so your body can burn fat naturally like it's supposed to. Step number 3, it blocks carbs from being stored as fat. This is where most traditional diets fail. I mean, how many different low-carb diets are you going to try before you realize that giving up carbs simply doesn't work for you? But now you can have your carbs as often as you want. And you can thank chromium for that. Chromium helps your body metabolize carbs like it did when you were younger. Think of it like an air traffic controller. It improves blood sugar levels by directing nutrients where they need to go in your body. It's so powerful that in a 4-month trial, a group of patients lowered insulin levels without changing their diets 21. And it even helps reduce cholesterol, increase brain health, improve skin, and protect bone health 22. Are you starting to understand why you've struggled for so long? Most people over 50 years old don't have AMPK activated in their body. They also have intense cravings and hunger that never goes away, which leads them to eat lots of carbs that end up getting stored as fat. This cycle goes on and on for years, even decades. And it's why obesity has become such a huge problem here in America. But all that ends today. The only reason this was never discovered before was because no one took the time to do the research on the exact right plant extracts and the exact right doses and piece this all together. I can see why. It took me a trip to a tiny village in Ecuador, my entire life savings, hundreds of sleepless nights, and more stress, self-doubt, and anxiety than I could have ever imagined. Yet when I see what it did for my grandma-in-law, all the people in her village, my wife Nubia, my own family, and thousands of others across the world, I know it was worth it. With these 5 unique plant extracts you can finally turn on your metabolism whenever you want. At this point, you've heard about my story to Ecuador. How my grandma-in-law is young, thin, and 100% self-reliant. At 99 years old. And how Nubia dropped every last bit of pregnancy fat in record time. Plus how thousands of women and men are raving about a solution that takes less than 3 seconds a day. And works when nothing else does. So let me ask you a question. What will you see in the mirror 2 weeks from now? Be honest with yourself. Because if you don't take the first step, then I fear that nothing will ever change. With every week that goes by, you're losing precious time. Time that you'll never get back. Whatever life has been like for you, it doesn't need to stay that way. That's why. If you're stuck, if you're frustrated, if you're tired of struggling, then I want to do something to personally help you. We've set aside the next 350 bottles for readers of this letter at an extreme discount. You see, we went through our initial 5,000 bottle test batch in less than 24 hours. Once the word spread online, our site nearly crashed. And once people realized how fast the bottles were going, they started ordering 6 or more bottles at a time. That way they can start burning fat right away. And keep it going for the rest of the year. It sounds crazy, but it makes perfect sense. Especially since there's so much research proving the benefits of AMPK. And how it can slim down your body and cut back on cravings. When the first few pounds start coming off, you'll feel more motivated than ever. And you'll want it to keep going. So keeping inventory on hand and ready to go has been one of my biggest challenges. And when we run out, you'll have to wait up to 3 months on average. Because we're not going to cut corners. We guarantee the freshest, cleanest plant extracts in every single bottle. Each bottle of Carbo Fix is manufactured in a CGMP facility approved of by the FDA, clinically validated by research-based doses, third-party tested for quality assurance, manufactured using a unique, clean filtering process to preserve the nutrients in each dose so they never become contaminated, made with 100% pure plant extracts. This process is critical for producing the best plant extract on the market today. And that takes time and resources. Because we're not willing to cut corners or compromise on quality. We can only produce a certain number of bottles at a time. And with so much research showing that the longer you use these unique plant extracts, the more pounds you can see melt away. The more your hunger naturally decreases. The more your cravings fade away. Especially at bedtime. And the more fat your metabolism will burn. It's easy to see why so many frustrated dieters are ordering several bottles at a time. So they can remain stocked up. And even give some to their family and friends. After they ask you what in the world you've been doing to get so thin. Now, if you're wondering how much you should take, start with 1 capsule about 30 minutes before your first meal. And another one 30 minutes before dinner. That way, if you're going to have a higher carb breakfast like pancakes or waffles, or maybe some pizza or spaghetti for dinner, you'll give the plant extracts plenty of time to work their magic. Now, if you want even faster results, here's what I've found works really well. Especially for women who've been stalled for 2 weeks or more. Take 1 30 minutes before lunch as your midday metabolism boost. Think about it. Let's say you want to buy a lottery ticket. Are your chances to win better buying just 1 ticket? Or 200? Of course your chances of winning go up the more tickets you buy. It's the same thing here. The more you take, the faster it works. Now, don't go overboard. You don't need to take 20 a day. But start taking them 30 minutes before each meal and snack. For at least 30 days. Here's why it's critical to commit to at least 30 days no matter how many bottles you choose. Your shipment will be on its way as soon as you place your order. Depending on where you live, it usually takes 3 to 5 business days to arrive. When the package gets dropped off at your door, I'm sure you'll want to rip it open and try some right away. So go ahead and take one with a glass of water. Then do the same thing at night before dinner. And the next morning. Most people notice a difference within the first 24 hours. Your hunger before bed will start to fade away. You'll be satisfied after dinner without having to go back for seconds. You won't be starving from the minute you wake up. And while you can definitely still enjoy your sweets and treats, you won't feel like they're controlling you. Within the first month, people will ask if there's something different about you. They'll probably ask what diet you're on, or if you've been exercising more, because you just look so good. After 3 months, it'll be hard to even recognize you, especially for your friends and family who haven't seen you in a while. They won't think you're the same person. They'll do a double take when you walk in the room. And after 6 months, you'll look like a completely different person. Younger, thinner, more vibrant, with a glow that follows you everywhere you go. The more you use it, the more effective it will be, just like taking a multivitamin. It's not going to do much if you take one a month. But if you take one every morning, it can really help bulletproof your body. Think of this as your new daily defense. Your shield against uncontrollable cravings, intense hunger, and sudden weight gain. That's why I always recommend choosing at least 3 bottles to get started. And 6 bottles if you're really serious about getting the weight off in record time. A single bottle will get you started in activating AMPK in your body. Probably for the first time since you were a kid. You'll feel a rush. That's your metabolism, burning up your body fat. Trust me, the first 30 days go by quick. And continuing to use it for 3 months gives you the momentum you need to help reverse years of damage to your metabolism. And when you commit for a full 6 months, something special happens. You have control over your appetite. Your body is firing on all cylinders. Your cravings fade away and don't control you anymore. Your stomach flattens out. You feel better than you have in months. Because your body and your metabolism are finally running like they're supposed to. Plus, the more you stock up, the more you save when you get a single bottle of Carbo. Try Carbo Fix on us, and if it doesn't work, you pay nothing. I don't know about you, but I hate paying for something that doesn't work. And it's even worse when you have to spend hours on the phone, jumping through hoops, just to get your money back. That's why, when you try Carbo Fix today, and you start using it in the morning before breakfast, and again before dinner, and any time you'd like in between, if you aren't absolutely thrilled with your results, then you pay nothing. If for whatever reason Carbo Fix doesn't work for you, then all you have to do is contact our support team, and we'll refund your entire order with no questions asked. Plus, you can keep the bottles. They're yours to keep as our way of saying thank you for giving us a try. Making Carbo Fix a part of your daily routine is the first step to getting your body back. However, I want to make sure you have everything you could possibly need to get the extra weight off as quickly as possible. That's why I'm including the following 3 bonuses absolutely free when you pick up your supply of Carbo Fix today. I can't even guarantee they'll be here tomorrow. So make sure you grab them up now or risk missing out forever. Free bonus #1 10-day rapid fat loss diet. While you don't have to change your diet in order for Carbo Fix to work, as a personal nutrition coach, I always recommend it. That's because I don't just want you to lose a bunch of weight. I want you to have a strong, healthy heart. I want you to have healthy cholesterol levels and healthy blood pressure. I want you to have lots of energy, so you can be around well into your 70s, 80s, even your 90s, to watch your kids and your grandkids blossom. And nutrition can play a big role in that. However, my approach is different than most. I don't want you to starve yourself. I don't want you skipping meals. And I don't want you to count calories. You don't have to go keto, low carb, or plant-based either. Over the years, I've come up with the most powerful 10-day protocol to get rid of the nagging fat in the shortest amount of time possible. Inside, you'll discover The secret to eating lots of carbs that never get stored as fat. The #1 fat-burning food to eat first thing in the morning. What the world's top celebrities over 50 do to stay thin year-round. How to reprogram your body to burn fat while you sleep. This isn't some low-carb or low-calorie diet plan. But it is something doable that you can stick with long-term. So you don't just lose a bunch of weight, only to regain it a few weeks later. This puts an end to rebound weight gain. And in our test groups, the average weight loss over 10 days has been 8.5 pounds. With the record being 16 pounds. Free bonus #2 24-hour fix. I don't know about you, but I'm obsessed with getting fast results. That's why my personal clients pay me up to $3,000 a month. Because after struggling for 5, 10 even 15 or more years, they were willing to pay a pretty penny to get the fat off now. Especially if they're older. And their life is literally on the line. So whenever I personally coach someone new, we always start with this 24-hour protocol. It's designed specifically to get those first 5 pounds off as fast as possible. Because once you prove to yourself that you can do this, and that this will work for you, then there's nothing that can slow you down. Getting started is always the hardest part. Which is why if you commit to just 24 hours, you won't feel overwhelmed. And when the results start coming in, you'll have the momentum and motivation to stick with it. Free bonus #350 fat blasting red smoothies. One of the secrets my wife Nubia used to get rid of the extra baby fat was combining her morning Carbo Fix capsule with a delicious smoothie. You see, with 2 baby twins at home, she didn't have time to make a gourmet breakfast in the morning. Heck, she didn't even have time to sit down and have some eggs. So one morning, after changing dirty diapers and feeding the babies, she was already exhausted and needed a pick-me-up. So she started throwing whatever we had in the fridge into the blender. At first, it tasted pretty nasty. I mean, she was severely sleep-deprived after all. However, over the next few weeks, she started finding the exact right mix of healthy protein, good fats, and smart carbs. That helps the body burn more fat, while giving her the energy she needed to make it through the day. And we found a few common household ingredients that made the smoothies taste absolutely delicious. Because if you're just drinking blended up veggies, it can taste pretty gross. So we took the absolute best 50 belly blasting smoothie recipes that you can make in less than 3 minutes, with clean ingredients you probably have in your fridge right now, and put it into a full-color smoothie recipe book that you can get free of charge when you try Carbo Fix today. One bottle, 1 month supply, retail price $69. Your price $49 per bottle, 29% savings. Add to cart 3 bottles most popular. 3 month supply, retail price $207. Your price $42 per bottle, 39% savings. Add to cart 6 bottles, 6 month supply, retail price $414. Your price $34 per bottle, 51% savings. Add to cart. Look, you only have 2 options right now that lead to 2 very different results. Unfortunately, our time here together is almost over. And going forward, you really only have 2 options. Option number 1 is you can take everything you learned here today and try to apply it yourself. You can spend weeks trying to find the exact plant extracts in the exact right quantities. You can go to all your local grocery stores. You can spend hours searching for them online. And if you do find them, you can figure out how to mix them together in a way that actually works. But let's be honest, that's going to take a lot of time and work and effort. Plus, life will get in the way like it always does. And in a month, you'll probably be in the same exact place you are now. That's not what I want for you. Option number 2 is you can take the easy way out. Take advantage of all the hard work I've already done, and see how powerful these plant extracts are. Once you get them in your hands, all you need is a few seconds in the morning to start seeing the amazing benefits. And with all the free bonuses, 30 days from now, you can be thinner, skinnier, with way more energy. Your pants sliding off your waist. You'll probably start making more trips to Goodwill, donating all the clothes that are way too big and way too loose on your body. But you have to take the first step. Look, if you can clean up your diet on your own, and start exercising every single day, while sticking with it long enough to actually see results, then you clearly don't need my help. However, if you want a helping hand, if you want me to help guide you along the way, so you don't have to do this alone, while finally getting the missing link, the unique plant extracts that can make all the difference in the world, then the choice seems pretty clear. Plus, if for some reason it doesn't work out, you can just let us know, and we'll refund your entire investment. So you have nothing to lose, and an exciting, youthful life to gain. Matt Sterling, Personal Nutrition Coach, Gold Vita. 1 bottle, 1 month supply, retail price, $69. Your price, $49 per bottle, 29% savings. Add to cart 3 bottles, most popular. 3 month supply, retail price, $207. Your price, $42 per bottle, 39% savings. Add to cart 6 bottles, 6 month supply, retail price, $414. We started getting questions from all over the world, which I've answered below. What's Carbo Fix again? Carbo Fix is the breakthrough carb control supplement featuring true cinnamon and other powerful ingredients to prevent weight gain, increase fat loss, and help activate AMPK in the body. AMPK helps increase metabolism and reduce abdominal fat. Carbo Fix is comprised of 5 unique plant extracts that help activate AMPK, which includes berberine, true cinnamon, alpha-lipoic acid, naringin, benfotiamine, and chromium. When can I expect to see results? Everyone's body is different, so it's hard to say exactly when you'll see results. On average, most women and men see positive results within the first 72 hours. Whether that's losing those first few pounds, noticing your jeans fitting looser around your waist, having more energy, or just feeling lighter overall. As with anything, the longer you do it, the better results you'll receive. When you stick with it for 30 days, you'll start looking and feeling like a whole new person. Within 3 months, your friends may not even recognize you. And within 6 months, people talk about being a whole new person, who looks, feels and moves like someone half their age. How do I know if Carbo Fix is right for me? That's a great question because Carbo Fix is definitely not for everyone. If you have 15 or more pounds to lose and your body seems resistant to diet and exercise, and if your metabolism seems really slow because you can never lose weight even though you eat pretty healthy, then Carbo Fix is for you. The odds are, AMPK is not activated inside your body. That's because it can be blocked by certain carbs, fruits, and even high-sugar vegetables that most people wouldn't suspect. Luckily, you can turn that around in just a few seconds a day. Is Carbo Fix gluten-free? Yes. Gluten-free. Soy-free. Dairy-free. GMO-free. No MSG either. What constitutes as 1 serving of Carbo Fix? 1 serving of Carbo Fix is 2 capsules. How does your money-back guarantee work? If for whatever reason you're unsatisfied with Carbo Fix and all the free bonuses, simply contact our customer service team and we'll give you a full and prompt refund with no questions asked. And you can keep the bottles. It's our way of saying thank you for giving Carbo Fix an honest try. Will Carbo Fix work for someone my age? Yes, Carbo Fix has worked for women and men in their 40s, 50s, 60s. And it works especially well for women in their 70s and 80s. That's because your cells are craving these plant extracts that can't be found in our current food supply. You can't get berberine from any fruit or vegetable, which is the main activator of AMPK. In fact, the older you are, the faster it seems to work. How long will the discounted packages be available? Honestly, the discounts aren't guaranteed past today. As we roll out our first large batch of Carbo Fix, we want to give you the absolute best deal possible. But we won't be able to do this forever. Especially with our suppliers and inventory specialists breathing down my neck. So please take advantage of the discounted rates while you still can. Because I can't promise they'll be available if you close out of this page and try to come back later. Simply choose the option that best fits you. And I'll be waiting on the inside to help you the best I can. While your first shipment of Carbo Fix is on the way. Take care. Disclaimer: testimonials, case studies, and examples found on this page are results that have been forwarded to us by users of Gold Vita, LLC products and related products, and may not reflect the typical purchaser's experience, may not apply to the average person, and are not intended to represent or guarantee that anyone will achieve the same or similar results. Do not take if you are pregnant, nursing, taking prescription or over-the-counter medication, are under the age of 18 or suspect you may have a medical condition. Consult your physician before using these, or any other, dietary supplements. Keep out of the reach of children or pets.